using this part of your finger to play a bar chord, you can lose the strings underneath it. But if you're using this part of your finger to play a bar chord, it can't bend away from the strings. So how that's relevant to you is if you're playing like this and you're trying to press down on the string. Is that?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool?
Yeah.
We'll start there. We can change it. We can change it later. You want to play along and let me know? You guys can choose what vibe you'd like to start with. Sing along a little bit, so just to feel out.
Sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
Slower.
My name is Haley Weber. I am an actress, singer-songwriter, writer, director, editor, all of the above. I do pretty much anything when it comes to music and film. I'm doing a lot of film scoring right now as well. My dad and I have been doing music together for pretty much my entire life. I mean, he was a musician when he was younger, and now he kind of just likes to listen to music and stuff like that, more of a music enthusiast. And I took a bunch of music lessons when I was younger. I did piano, voice, everything. And then I was self-teaching myself guitar. And then when COVID hit, he actually got me a music production software program. So I've been using that, and I kind of started using that through COVID and just exploring everything there. And then we've been doing some production together, which has been really fun.
Artist, what would you like to do? Would you like this to be slower, faster, or is it just right?
I feel like maybe a little bit slower. I don't remember how fast the actual song is now.
I don't remember how fast it is either,
I think
but
it's slower
however much you wanna, how fast you wanna play it, because I can sing.
I work with a team of about 4 other interns, and the second that we met each other, we all kind of just immediately got along, which was really, really nice to have in that environment, because we are all kind of going into a new place when we don't really know anything. We don't know exactly the projects that we're going to work on. And even when we do find the projects that we're going to work on, sometimes they're half formed and we have to form the other half, or we have to work together to figure out the best way to accomplish the goal in the end. And I've found that this little supportive team that we have going has been really, really good at producing those projects in the shortest amount of time possible, but getting the best product. It's also nice to be in an environment where it's not super professional. And not to say that they're not professional people, because they are, but it's comfortable, I guess is the right word for it. Because I feel like we had an opportunity to be in an environment where it was very strict. We have to do this. We have to act this certain way at the venues. We have to act this certain way online. So it's nice to have that outlet to be creative and let it flow.
So utilizing the knowledge of the chord and the shape that you can play.
Yeah, so this is going to be C and this will be A minor.
Yep. And knowing that when you do that, all of that is your bar that is shared between those two shapes. It's so simple, but you don't necessarily think about it.
Yeah. My name is Eric Damiano. I am a singer, songwriter, artist, and I play in a band called My Hero Zero. I have a bit of a High School Musical story, I guess, because I played sports my entire life, and I was just sports, baseball. I started taking one-on-one singing lessons with my choir teacher in high school at Downingtown West, and he was the first person to ever say to me, if you wanted to do this, you could totally do this. And I was like, I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do music. I've always wanted to sing. I've always just been a musical person. In January of 2022, I was like, I'm about to graduate. I need to meet the people that are in this community, because there is a music community. I just wasn't a part of it. And I knew that it was strong and awesome. And so I reached out, I called and I said, hi, is this the Song Lab? I want to see what's going on. And they were like, oh yeah, come in this day. And they all just were willing to listen to me and be like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to make some music, write some songs. So we spent a couple weeks and probably a couple months just vibing out once a week, making music together, that group of people. And it was a lot of fun.
I think it really is just being around people who do that for their jobs, basically, and seeing how fulfilling it is for them, as well as just like that is the life that I want to have. And like in order to get there, I am going to have to start like prioritizing playing guitar and prioritizing practicing singing and stuff like that. Like there isn't an excuse at this point, because before it was always, oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do this. Whereas now I'm in an environment where they're making the time for it. And I'm kind of realizing that if I want this to be an important thing in my life, then I have to not do what they're doing, but kind of take after them, I guess, and figure out what I want to prioritize. And it's also just nice because the people at Happy Valley Song Lab are always so supportive and just willing to teach you anything, no matter how juvenile it might seem to me at the time. Like I asked the guitar player how to hold a guitar pick the other day because I was like, am I doing it right? And he was just so like, oh my God, yeah, like let me teach you. So I think that they're just really good people to be around. And I think that it kind of shows through in the work that I do as well, because when you're around good people, then you start making good art. And if you're around the wrong people, then no art's being made. And I think that that's very telling of who a group is.
My name's Angel Mariotti, and I'm a co-owner at the Happy Valley Song Lab. Happy Valley Song Lab is almost like a micro label. It's also a studio, so it kind of functions to do like technical stuff, like recording and just getting things down for professional releases for music. But it also operates in a coaching, in a marketing and branding position. The history is kind of interesting because it was only born of the pandemic. We were live musicians only and hadn't even really thought about making a studio. But then the pandemic happened and we lost our live entertainment jobs, and then we actually lost our housing, and then we landed here in this space. And from there, it was really just need-based, both personally, professionally, and community-wise. We thought it would be smart to build a studio and have a space where people could come in and record and collaborate and get coaching and generally just create musically together.
So this is at 111. I'm out by myself
and I look across the water, and I think of all the things of what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Well, since I come home, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me? Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. The communications internship that I run with Penn State comm students, they let me know pretty clearly that there was a huge need for studio access for students in the community. And so that really lit the fire to market, brand it, and make it available to the public.
I just have a creative mind. So like at any moment of the day, I'm like breathing creativity. I'm always thinking of a song to write, of a script to write, of anything, and it just kind of flows out of me naturally. I also think that just being around musicians all the time has done wonders for me and my confidence as a musician, because I'm seeing them perform almost every Friday, and I get to be in those environments when they're in the studio. Literally last Friday, we got to record a song with the lead singer just for fun. And it was so nice to just be back in a recording studio again. And then I also found the confidence then to play out with my guitar, which I have never done before. And so I think that being in an environment that's so supportive and creative and welcoming has just like helped me exponentially grow. And I'm so grateful for that.
I think part of the impact that we've made with the Happy Valley Song Lab and the community is just creating a safe space for people to kind of rip that Band-Aid off of starting to create. I meet a lot of very young new artists. Sometimes they're old, but they're new to the game, and it's a really safe space where we believe that everybody is able to create, everybody's able to sing, everybody's able to learn an instrument however you want to do something, and we make that space for them.
I'm so excited. I'm like counting down. Here we go. Chills.
If you are inexperienced writing songs, you'll know that it's very vulnerable, and bringing people that you don't know into the process of creating anything at all is always not easy. But it was incredibly easy with these people. And I just remember one thing specifically. There was an intern. He didn't really talk that much, but he was a great guitarist. He was like, I had this little like guitar idea, and he seemed like he kind of wasn't really confident in it. And then I heard it, and I was like, that is awesome. And I just saw him light up. He stood up, he got ready to record it, and we were like, let's go. When I was first starting, I didn't have a lot of reassurance that I was doing something valuable or meaningful. And I think that with the Song Lab, I learned that as long as you love to do it, you should do it. I've confirmed it to myself that I really can do this, and I deserve to be doing this.
Yo, Haley, can you feel the love? Can you feel the love?
I can feel the love.
Holy shit.
A few nights ago when I did that, I think like last week, it really just kind of, I had that moment where you're like, this is what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. And I think that not many people ever get to feel that. And I just kind of think about like how lucky I am to be in this position and to be here making these projects, even if they are stressful sometimes.